Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video with the Adventures of the Memory Makers. Can you believe it's almost been a year since we did the mod on this ARB room?
No, gosh.
Yeah, so I think it'll be a year like next week or so when we did the mod where we attached this ARB room to our camper to create a sealed environment. And that's been a really big hit. We've talked to people all over the world that watched that video and that were interested in doing that. And today we have something that we think may be even bigger and better than this to show you. I'm kind of excited.
I love it. I'm really anxious to try it out and use it.
So tiny campers have one small issue, and that is the lack of the space to stand up,
Change clothes,
use the bathroom,
take a shower.
take a shower. So we think we've done something that may totally transform tiny camper camping. Say that 3 times fast. So without further ado, you want to show them what we did?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
So here it is. It's a Kickass Deluxe shower room, but only better. It has the potential to really change tiny camper camping. As a woman, I never really liked going to the shower house to take a shower or go to the bathroom, definitely in the middle of the night, for a lot of different reasons. So this shower room, we've turned it into kind of a multi-purpose room. Now, a lot of people have these and they mount them next to their water heater. Well, we didn't do that because there are some things about this that make it very unique, and that's what we're going to show you first. Okay. The most important feature about the modifications that Sam has made is that the wall of this tent or multi-purpose room attaches to the door. So we can come and go with this being attached. The reason why that's so great is because you stay out of the elements in case it is raining. This will keep the dew off of your shoes, and if you're only staying somewhere for one night, this is all you need to set up. Great if you have time where you're going to stay multiple nights and you can put up the ARB room, and we'll definitely do that too. But this is very easy to set up, and that I really like. So I'm 5'3" and I can easily reach those bars. You can have this thing set up in less than 30 seconds. I have not done camping by myself yet, but let's say I want to do a girlfriend camping trip, I know that I can do this. So we do have an awning that goes over the top of it, a maxi track. You can set this up and the awning will go over the top of the multi-purpose room. You've got that option as well, but you certainly don't have to do that. We've opted to use this plastic. They kind of fit together. I don't know what they're called.
Harbor Freight interlocking foam tiles.
Harbor Freight interlocking foam tiles. It sounds so intricate when you say that. But you know what? It sheds the water great because we used those when we did our last camping trip, and I liked them a lot. One of the other features that I really love about this is that it goes so far down close to the ground, gives you tons of privacy, and I like that a lot.
You don't think there'd be people with cameras trying to look in your shower room, do you?
There are. I'm gonna beat them up if that happens. So we've got a place for our light as well, which is great for nighttime use. Should I turn the light on?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Probably blind us.
Okay, yeah, right. For me, being able to go directly from the camper into this shower room or multi-purpose room is a big game changer. And honestly, if a teardrop manufacturer had already had this in place, we probably would have gone with a different camper. The bathroom situation was something that I really wanted, but we definitely also wanted to keep our camper low profile, and with the cost of gas, I'm glad that we did. So I'm very happy with the Bushwhacker. But the fact that it didn't have a bathroom was was difficult for me to accept. I'll just say it like that. But now that we have one, and it's so easy to take down and set up, and with the modifications that Sam has made, I love it, and I think it'll be a big game changer for us. So now Sam is going to show you exactly what he did for the modifications.
So like Cindy said, we think that this Kickass shower room, you know, the way that we've adapted it and turned it into a multi-purpose room is just going to really change how we use this camper. The fact that it sets up so quickly, you know, that is just awesome. And the fact that it's freestanding by itself, that's the only thing we have to have up. Now, I did still retain the ability to use the MaxiTrack like what Cindy said, you know, which is great because it gives us more covered area to store stuff. So if we're set up for an extended period of time, we'll definitely do that. But, you know, to actually do this modification, I wish I could say that it was really simple, but there were aspects about it that I had to really stop and think about how I wanted to do it. If you've seen our ARB room modification video, like what we were sitting in earlier on the other side of the camper, then this will make some sense to you. If you haven't, then we'll put a link in the description so that you can go back and watch that. But essentially what I did was I mirrored what I did on the passenger side of the camper over on the driver's side. So I started off by making this board down at the bottom, which rounds off the corners of the door. The door from the factory has these sharp square corners, and you can't install this rubber gutter track like what we have here without rounding these corners off, because it just doesn't like the square corners. So it looks good, you know, it looks factory when you see it going down the road, but that is by far a very important piece to this from the very get-go, is you need this to space it out to get everything in the same vertical plane. So now the edge of the door comes down and is the same elevation off the camper all the way around, and then ties into the factory aluminum gutter track up here on the top. So essentially what I've done is I've created a track all the way around the camper door, and that's what our bungee cord goes into, is this track, and that's what attaches it to the camper, and it does a superb job. We've had our ARB room out in some 50-mile-an-hour winds. It's never once come undone off the wall of the camper. So our camper had a factory light up here over top of the door, and we really liked that light. We put the red tail light material over it to get a red light at night so it doesn't hurt our night vision. It doesn't attract bugs like the white light does. And I really wanted to try to retain that if I could. And that was probably one of the trickier parts of getting this all to work out, was how was I going to incorporate this light into our shower multi-purpose room. So first thing I had to do was remove it, and then I had to essentially do the same thing at the top that I did down below. I needed to get everything in line. And plus, I wanted to be able to mount this to the camper solid. And in this camper, and yours may be different if it's a different make or model, we have aluminum box tubing up here across the top. We have aluminum box tubing in the front and in the back of the door frame itself, which frames the opening for the door. So what I did was I took and made a template out of cardboard to get my radius that I wanted to cut my board for up here. And once I did this, got it set up, got it the way I wanted it, I transferred that to the same polyvinyl board that I used down below. And I really like this board because it will last forever. It's a man-made product. It won't rot. You can paint it, you can shape it. You know, I route this edge with a router table, you know, to get that track to set at the right elevation. It's just a really nice product. The downside to it is the shavings stick like magnets. It becomes electrostatic and it just really sticks. So I made this board, and I've got it set up so that I've got multiple mounting points around the solid structure. So up here across the top, you know, I got, you know, solid screws are going to go in, and on the top I can actually use screws that will go all the way through that box tubing, both the front and the back side of the box, and that will really lock this board to the camper. I didn't seal it yet because I knew I was going to be making this video and I wanted to show you how to do it. So it's not sealed, but I got my hole here for my wires. We'll just tuck those through just like this and bring those out to the front. And then, so I got my screw, it's already wanting to go in the hole. So I'm just going to tack this on here with a couple. But, you know, before I do that, let me back up and show you how we're going to mount the actual awning on it. So I don't want to use just this polyvinyl material to attach the awning to it with like self-tapping screws. That's something that a camper manufacturer would try to do and it'd probably fall off going down the road. So what I did was, on the back side, I drilled through it and I used a T-nut. Now, this material is so hard I couldn't use a T-nut with the little teeth that bites in. So I used the type that have the 3 holes and then used a number 2 wood screw to actually hold these in place. So you can see I got 4 here and got 2 back, or I got 4 total, 2 in the front and 2 in the back. And that's what locks the awning to this board. And just with a few screws that I've been using, doing this back and forth, you can rock the whole camper with it. It's a very solid mount up. So let me put this back up here now. And those are these holes right here, front and rear. So these are what our 1/4 inch by 20 fasteners are going to go into and actually hold the awning on to the polyvinyl board, and it gets screwed on to the camper. So when I put this on for the final time, we'll have mount screws, all around the edge of this to really lock this board on and seal it in place. But for right now, for the demonstration purposes, that's all I'm going to put up here. So I've got my 2 wires here, my positive and negative, and that's what's going to power my light on my awning. So let me grab my awning and I'll put it up real quick and show you that step. So here I've just real quickly put the awning or the shower room back on the camper. And what I've done is I've used 4 1/4 20 machine screws with washers through the extrusion here to mount to those T-nuts on the back of that polyvinyl board. So it's a very secure mount. I mean, you can grab it, you can rock the whole camper with it. I mean, even the screws aren't even really that tight, and it's not going to go anywhere. Now, some of the things that I did, like I said, I really wanted to be able to use our factory light, which is right here, but there was a holder from the factory for your shower head, and it mounted right there. So we went back and forth, and finally I just asked Cindy, I was like, do you want the shower head mounted? So it was right there. Well, being 5'3", it was probably going to spray over top her head anyway. So we decided to take that off, and that really helped me out as far as the placement of the light went, because then I had room to put the light right here. The nice thing about the factory light is it has this groove right in this area built into it, which allows a place for my wires to lay down in to make my connection. So this light really worked well. I know they come with all different lights. Braxton Creek uses, just whatever they can get their hands on. So your light may not have this. So that may be something that you have to work around. One other little thing I did was these 2 little Velcro tabs. I added those because these things were always hanging down in my way. So I just put these Velcro tabs over here like this, just to get the red straps out of the way. And that really helps, just clean things up in here. So the light, like I said, it just connects onto here. We'll put some shrink wrap around when we put it back on for the final time, seal everything up, and it'll be good to go. So now the room itself, if you've watched the ARB mod, like I was saying, we essentially just put this up here, and I've got some pictures showing how I marked where I wanted to make my cuts. So it was real critical to get this room positioned as far back as I could. So you can see it's almost touching the edge of the air conditioning cover right there.
And why was that so important that you get it back as far as you could?
I wanted to stay inside of this corner seam. So you can see that I've got just about a 1/2 inch material here inside of the corner seam. And that way it allowed it to retain this back wall shape. If I had to go around the corner, then all of a sudden I'm changing the shape of the room. So I was able to move it back far enough and get that to work out the way I wanted. So, what I've done, took my Hotknife, the hot knighted knife, as Brian Smith said. I cut this out after I got the marks that I made, and I got some pictures showing how I made those marks. Like, chalk works really well for making those marks up here in the corners, and then just connect them with a straight line. Take that hot knife, cut out your shape, and then I take my nylon webbing and create a pocket to hold my bungee cord, and then just essentially sew that onto that edge right there. And with it being cut by a hot knife, you don't have to worry about any fraying. It seals that edge. So to mount this to the camper, it's as simple as just take it down here and hook the corners in that rubber gutter track that we made. And that's why it's so important to have that board to start with. And then you're just going to come up here and work your way around the top. It snaps in like that. You can do some little fine tuning there to make sure you're in. And that's it. You know, Cindy's holding the wall out of the way so she can film here, but that's as simple as it is. You know, you can come and go from your camper now, open this up, step right out in the night. You know, it's just so nice to be able to have it set up like this. One other thing that I added was, and I don't know if I did this in the process of making the mod or if it was this way to begin with. I actually think it was kind of dropped down in the corner to begin with, but I didn't like how my sides were at an angle. So I made these simple straps, and they come up and over the arm like this, and they just level out my top and hold that in place. Same deal there. So the room's a little out of sorts here because we're trying to film in it, but once you get it staked down, then it holds its shape. Now, something else, if you let me step out here, Cindy. One of the things that I noticed about it, and this is just for the simple reason that these are not intended to be all-weather shelters. You know, I think when whoever made this design first came up with the idea was someone would pop this out, use it for a few minutes, take a shower, you know, and put it back in. You know, that was the extent of what they probably thought it was going to be used for. Once people get their hands on products, you know, like that, then they really start coming up with ideas to how to use them. So like Cindy said, we're going to leave this thing out 24/7. It may rain while we're gone. And you can see how much flex there is in the side arms. So that's something that I just don't like. You know, I had that issue with the ARB room and the arms bending. A lot of people did, so I made a modification for that. We'll put a link to that video in the description as well. But this just really bugged me. I couldn't leave it that way. So let me show you what I did. So if you watched our videos before, you know I'm a huge fan of the Mr. Longarm paint extension pole. I think we carry 10 of these now, maybe 12 of these in the camper with us. We use these for everything. But these, you know, they're just so nice because they extend out. You can use them for whatever you want. So I wanted to find some way to strengthen this up so if it did rain and some water pooled on top, I'm not putting that much load on the mount structure itself. So what I did real simply was I made a pin to go in the end of the paint pole. And that pin is just a cut off 1/4 inch lag screw actually that I drilled and just ran down in the threaded end of the paint pole. And what I do with this is I set this beside it and I drilled a hole in the underside of this arm. I bring this down and just put a little upward pressure on it. And now you can do chin-ups on this bar and not have to worry about it.
Let's see it.
I don't have the screws tight on the side of the camper yet. If I had all the screws in, I would probably do it.
Oh, sure you would.
Let's just go with that thought. And I did the same thing over here. So, you know, I drilled my 1/4 inch hole in the underside of the arm, bring this down, put a little upward pressure on it, turn it the right way so it locks, and it's there. I mean, it's super simple. You know, $37 maybe for 2 of these poles, a couple of 1/4 inch lag screws, and this problem is fixed.
Now, can you do a link to, does Amazon carry those?
They do, and we'll put a link to those in the description as well. You know, there are many makers of these shower rooms on the market right now. You've got Kickass, you got, like, I don't know if I can pronounce it right, but Jolka makes them, and then there are so many off-brands that have essentially copied the same design. You could probably use any one of those to do this with. I know that the inside, you know, the way that they place their pockets may be different, but if you can get a wall, just a flat wall back there and cut it out, and in fact, this wall, I think it's in the workshop where I'd show you, there was a zippered area, and I assume it was for the hot water heater, so that you could like put this room around your hot water heater and have it inside of the room.
You know, and I think those pockets will be so handy because I don't know how many times I'd go to the shower room and, oh, I forgot this, or oh, I forgot that. Well, now it's right there, just like your regular bathroom. You
know why you forget things?
No, why?
You and I both suffer from this condition.
Can't remember stuff?
That would be it. Yeah, so the pockets are very nice, but this one had a zippered area in that wall that is where the door is at now. So I just cut that out when I cut the hole for the door itself. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say it was like a 5-minute project, because it wasn't. I mean, this took a little work, but now that I've done one, And now that I've been able to show people how to do it, I think it will go pretty smoothly for people.
And so if you were going to do this for someone else, it wouldn't take you like an entire weekend to do it.
No, but the issue is, and some people probably think that I go overboard in how I do these things, but that board at the bottom of the door is the key to this whole thing working the way that it does. You know, you can do Velcro. I've seen people cut these things out and stick Velcro all the way around their camper. You know, Velcro, if you put the hook side on the camper, then it's going to pick up all the dirt going down the road. If you put the loop side on the camper, it's going to pick up dirt going down the road. It's just not a clean way of doing it. This is just such a clean, neat way of doing it with the bungee cord. But whatever makes, you know, whatever you can make work and it works for you is the key. But, you know, mounting this in line with the door, you know, getting it to fit the way that it did, having the ability to go straight from that camper into this room. I mean, had any other manufacturer on the market with a teardrop had this set up, I'm pretty sure we would have brought it home, because that bathroom, you know, for Cindy was just such an important part. So now to have a multifunction room where you can shower, you can use the bathroom, you can change your clothes, you can leave your shoes out, you know, and to be able to set it up as quickly as these things, there are countless videos online to show how quickly these set up. I mean, it's crazy how fast.
It really is easy. I could do it myself, all by myself.
All by yourself. Well, let's just take a video of you doing it all by yourself. How about that?
That's okay.
Audience, would you like to see Cindy put this up all by herself?
Like you said, there's probably tons of videos
Oh, it won't be
out
the
there.
same as having a 5'3" lady doing it on video.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it would.
Yeah. So we're going to stop the video right here. I'm going to put it all back together. Cindy's going to pop this out for the very first time so you can see how easy this is.
Me and my big mouth.
There you go. Okay, now I will be honest, this is Cindy's second time to do this because she didn't see the video on how to do it the first time. So I gave her a real quick crash course in about 5 seconds. So
I still feel like I'm on The Amazing Race.
let's not get carried away. All right, so are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, hit it. So she's going to unzip the cover, lift it up out of the way. There you go. You can tell she's on fire. Drops that first strap, drops the second strap, and then drops that down. So the walls are now down. She extends the first one until it clicks. She grabs the bottom arm, pulls it out till it clicks.
Is that? Yeah, that's supposed to be like that. Okay.
Yep, till it clicks. And reaches in, gets the corner. Hey, you don't have to hook it in.
Oh no, I have to hook it.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So there it is.
That's it.
Yep. So we'll have to look at the official time, but I'm going to guess that was about 15 and a half, 17 seconds, somewhere in there.
Okay, now you do the chin up.
I still don't have the screws tight.
That's what I thought.
How about you? You're a few pounds lighter than me.
I don't think I can do a chin up. I mean,
Oh, come on.
I don't think I can.
Oh,
And I'm sure not going to do it in front of everybody else and have an epic fail, so no.
so that's it. I mean, that's the modification we made to change this room from just a shower room into a multi-purpose room. You know, I think that it really is something that everyone, you know, should be able to do on their own. But if it's something that, you know, you need help with, just give us an email. We'll get our email address here at the end. We'll be glad to help you out any way that we can. So your thoughts in closing?
I give it 2 thumbs up. I really do. I think it's going to be great. I don't want to say it any more times to repeat myself, but I love it. I really do.
So there you have it. We're going to call it the ultimate kick-ass shower room.
I like that.
So until the next video, it's been fun. We look forward to seeing you again. Till
See you soon.
Happy camping.